Hi, I'm Lisa from Subgreen Design, and I'm just about to upload an interview of one of our clients, Sven Maxa from Maxa Design, that I did at the end of the last year, which I did on my iPhone, so it's a little bit wobbly. But yes, please feel free to leave any comments or feedback. That'd be great. Thanks so much. Bye. Hey, so Sven, I've just got a few quick questions for you. Okay, to begin with, can you tell us a little bit about how you first became interested in energy efficiency, sustainable architecture?
It started out years ago, probably as a little kid really. My father's Austrian and he was always running around the house telling us to turn the lights off and just to be a little bit more efficient. And I remember distinctly as a child working with him on building sites and helping him. And he was always telling me that there was a more efficient way to do something or make something. And he probably instilled it, much as he probably doesn't know that, or I've never credited him with that personally. That is probably where it started. And so everything I do, I'm always trying to find a more efficient way. As far as taking that into designs and homes for people and mums and dads, it probably started in earnest 7 or 8 years ago, sort of before the wave really kicked in and everyone was talking about it. And that's great, that's positioned us really well as a business because I was probably starting out before most people, but I know a lot of people now do it. I think it's probably the passion that sets us apart because we breathe it and we live it. Our office is testament to it. We're a carbon neutral business and there's not many out there who are professing to do that.
That's fantastic. And can you tell me how you became involved with the 10-star BDAV Design Challenge?
Yeah, the BAV are fantastic. They're really setting some great initiatives for the design community and members of the BAV. And so when we got wind of the competition through the BAV's newsletters, etc., we just were so excited. We couldn't wait. We basically set to it immediately and then work took over and we got caught up in some jobs and ended up working late nights to get it finished on time. But we were so excited at the different opportunities. The first year we submitted 2 designs, 2 separate houses, both achieving 10-star ratings with slightly different floor plan designs. And they were both really focused on passive design principles. And then this year, the 2012 challenge, we decided to submit in the new category of multi-unit. And that was actually based on a project we worked on, and we actually designed this project for a client of ours. And he was interested in doing a multi-unit development that achieved sustainable outcomes to a dollar. We had to work it to a budget. And so it was really exciting to take that, adjust it and tweak it a little bit to get it to the 10-star rating and then submit that and do all the renderings. And we had the model sitting there in the computer, so it was really quite easy for us to adjust it. Worked out really well.
Cool. And in terms of the process that you go about to design a project, like the most recent one, what do you start off with? What's your...
It always starts with the site.
Yeah,
every house and building is unique to its own site. And that's one of the things that I'm really passionate about. I don't think we apply enough of that. We get a lot of people coming in here asking us for a particular floor plan or a particular design to be fit on their site. And while that's not totally impractical, there are always adjustments that need to be made to fit a particular site because of the microclimatic conditions or site-specific obstructions. And there are always opportunities on a site. It's just about identifying them and harnessing those into the floor plan of the home. So that's where we always start.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. And your work is extremely detailed. How do you estimate your time in order to quote on projects prior to receiving the job and knowing which direction you like to take?
Estimating time. I think estimating time is probably the thing we're least successful with.
Yeah.
But we give it our best shot, and it's based on experience more than anything. So we usually have a certain amount of time allowed for a certain size dwelling, and we adjust it accordingly depending on whether the brief is for a bigger home or smaller home, whether to travel further, etc. So generally speaking, we have a pretty good gauge now of how long it takes. And obviously the more detail we can put into a project, the more gets resolved prior to the builder coming on site, the less builders' time's required, and we believe it saves money long term and ends up with a more specific result, more suited to its site and material usage, etc.
That's brilliant. And in terms of printing, you made a conscious choice to use an uncoated 100% recycled paper for your brochure. How important is the environmental sustainability of the materials you use?
It's extremely important to us as a business, but also me personally. When I first started Maxa Design, I sought the best way to do things as a business, and we underwent some programs with the council and various other businesses to minimise our impact on the environment. So certain initiatives that were undertaken were, the uncoated paper, recycled paper, double-sided printing, things a lot of people are aware of. But we also looked at heating and cooling policies in-house. So we control the thermostat based on the climate outside, and we've got windows that we can open in our office, which not many people get today, and it's a real problem for me.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to see that.
Yeah.
And so knowing that the staff have flexibility in their clothing, and we can adjust the thermostat only on those really cold or really hot days, so our heating and cooling stays off as much as possible. And then using obviously vegetable inks and things like that became important as we were taught by people like yourselves as to what the benefits were. And obviously now that we're a carbon neutral business, we do anything we can to try and improve or lessen our footprint.
Fantastic. And lastly, how important do you feel the role of good design is involved in the success of your business?
Good design is paramount to our business. We really focus our energies on giving the clients what they want. A lot of clients come to us wanting something quite contemporary, some want something very rustic or industrial, and we'll focus our design on giving the client what they want, because ultimately our business is about communication, as is yours, and therefore we find that if we can communicate to the builders what the client's looking for, with our own input as well to make sure it's suitable and adaptable to that site, then good design is hopefully a good result at the end of the day.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Sven.
Pleasure.
Thank you.